Hi, this is Tara from ideasuploaded.com, a blog about inventing, including interviews with successful inventors. In this podcast, I'm talking to Stephen Key from Inventright.com. Stephen is a successful inventor who has licensed many of his ideas. He also teaches others how to license through speaking at events, his Inventright course, and he's also recently published a book called One Simple Idea. Today I'm talking to Stephen Key from Inventright.com. Hi, Stephen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not bad, thanks. And you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. I wonder if you'd mind telling me a little bit about your background and how you first started inventing.
Well, I don't think I'm an inventor, to tell you the truth. I got started, in college. I was an art student and realized, how am I going to make a living? And I wanted to be creative. And I just went down to the stores and I looked at all the products that were on the shelf, and I just felt I could do better than the products that are on the shelf today. So I just started making things, and I didn't realize this whole world of inventing and patenting and all this great stuff. I just made things, and I thought companies, if they wanted those ideas, they would pay me.
So what were you making? What sort of things?
Well, I was making stuffed animals, and the only reason why, because all it took was a sewing machine, and I learned about pattern making, and so I could make really fun characters that just had smiles on their face. They were called softies, and they were just whimsical, and I would take them out to art fairs and county fairs, and I would set up a little table, and I'd put them out on the table, and if they didn't sell, the great thing about this whole process, and I did this for 7 years, if my ideas didn't sell, I made something else because I was feeding myself and paying the rent, so I had to be very clever.
Right. So what was the first idea that you actually successfully licensed, and did you get a lot of rejections beforehand?
I was very fortunate that the first idea I submitted was licensed. And so I thought it was going to be easy.
What was that? Can you tell us what it was?
Sure. It was a little airplane that had a smile. It reminded me of like a Disney. I was very influenced by all the Disney characters. And this was a little airplane that you could take apart the wings and different parts of it to build it up for a young child. So it was a stuffed animal, basically. But it had a smile, and they loved it. And I showed them a drawing. And the company was Applause. They were down in Los Angeles, here in California. And I showed them a little drawing, and they loved it. And they said, can you make this a 3D? And, of course, I was a pattern maker, and I made this little airplane, and they loved it, and they licensed it instantly.
To listen to the rest of this podcast and find other inventor interviews, just click the link in the YouTube description below, or go to my blog, which is ideasuploaded.com.